Hi there. So this is an introductory video of a Python package named QuickML. QuickML is a computer vision Python packaging tool which aims to expedite and simplify your workflow, and this is targeted for professionals as well as beginners, given you understand what deep learning and the associated mathematics and the functionalities behind are. What QuickML does, it has extreme optimizations for RAM. What it means that you can only train 4 to 5 models in one session, but with QuickML, you can train about 24 models in one go, and that's amazing. That's terrific. Talking about at the coding aspect of QuickML is 700 lines of code, or even more than that. More than 700 lines of code. It has been condensed down to 10 or 15 lines of code. So that saves your coding time. And coming to the TPU utilization point. TPU utilization is quite troublesome. You won't find enough resources how to get started with TPU. But with QuickML, you can easily get started with TPU. Why people prefer GPUs? Because of the plug and play nature. So the idea behind QuickML is to make TPUs plug and play and accessible to everybody. But even if the TPU is plug and play, you don't have the required data sets. How do you find the required data sets? The required data sets are not available. It's quite hard to find the data sets. And making the TPUs are best utilized using the TF records data format. However, to find the TF records data format, you need to do a lot of searching, coding, and there's a lot behind that goes behind the scenes. But no more head banging. You just with 3 or 4 lines of code, even with 2 lines of code, you can get your data set in a matter of minutes and get started with your experimentation. The whole idea behind QuickML is expedite your experimentation, is to simplify your experimentation. You keep your deep learning and computer vision knowledge intact, and don't waste time on coding, on experimentation. That has been taken care of by QuickML package. So just let's quickly dive in. For that, let's visit the official website. That's antoribjana.wixsite.com/quickml. As of now, it is a Wix site. In future, if I get donations or I get some funds, I'll convert it to a domain. So let's dive into it. In the Wix site, you can see the home page. You will land on the home page. It has a slideshow going on which tells you about what the features are of the QuickML package. You scroll down a little bit, you get to know about what QuickML is. So it is ML for everyone, quicker, smarter, easier ML for professionals, for beginners. As of now, it is supporting only image classifications. In the version 2, there will be many changes. There will be many upgradations, right? A little down below there, you can find why you should use QuickML. So, out of all the libraries out there in the market or in the PyPy hub, why you should use QuickML. So there you go. Have a quick read about it. I just mentioned in the beginning of the video, but even if you want to read, you can scroll down and read over there. It talks about some benchmarks, then specifications. As of now, the specification is TensorFlow 2.2.0 and Python 3.6 plus. However, with the upcoming versions, the corresponding changes shall be made in the Python package. Then you can visit the worked examples. The best place to land from here, the best place to go from here is to worked examples. And if you want to get started, the best place is worked examples. These are detailed examples, and while you're reading the worked examples, quickly switch back to the documentation. That's the best way to understand what the package does, how it can help you, how it can simplify your workflow, how it can simplify your day-to-day computer vision tasks. As of now, only classification. At the bottom of the page, you have some social links. The like, share, tweet. You want to tweet about the package. You want to share with your friends on Facebook. You want to share it on LinkedIn. Please do. That would be nice of you. Please do. And there you can find about me. You want to donate, please donate. And the blog. What's there in the blog? In the blog, you can find the latest updates. Like version 1.1.0 is coming soon. Version 1.2 has been released. Version 2.0 will be coming soon. What is there in version 2.0? What will be there in version 2.0? What is in version 1.1.0? So all at a single place. And there's one thread which I made. As of now, there's no interaction, but in future, if you want to add any queries you did not understand about the package, you can put over here. In the worked examples section, you will see two different columns. One is notebook columns, one is video examples. Video examples I'll be posting over here. I'll soon post the links of the video examples over here. And for the notebook examples, it is in a sequential manner how you can get started. So first you need a data set. So I've shown an example how you can make your custom data sets. You might want to have a test data set. How you can make your test data set? You want binary classification? There you go. You want multi-class classification? There you go. You want model training with callbacks? You want to obtain predictions. You just want to obtain predictions on the binary data set of TF records. There you go. How to perform ensembling? There it is on the notebook 7. How you can perform data augmentation while model training. Now, this data augmentation is quite different from the traditional data augmentation. Traditional data augmentations usually perform one-time transformation. That is not exactly augmentation, that is a single transformation. Then the model is trained on. However, you have an option. Either you can transform at the beginning and train on the transform dataset, or every time the dataset is loaded with a different transformation. So that gives you a way larger dataset. That's good. And if you want to have a training report, so one of the best features of this quick ML library is that you get a training report. What's in the training report? If you scroll down below, I'm there on the documentation models training report page. If you land over there, you'll see there's a table, right? In the table there's a list of models, the top 1 accuracy, the top 3 accuracy, the validation accuracy, as well as validation top 3 accuracy. How does the table help you? You can just 24 models. You see, it can train more than 24 models. And that's terrific, man. What do you expect more? So you can train you can train 24 models in a single go. And for that, it's hardly 2 or 3 lines. So it just simplifies your experimentation. The hyperparameter tuning, more adjustments on the data set. I mean, it's not a one-time go. If you have been into computer vision, if you have been into deep learning, you know it's quite exhausting. It's repetition of multiple experiments with a single model. So just a baseline of understanding of how the crude models perform, you can obtain by a single go. And that helps you out. That helps you out in the experimentation, in time saving and whatnot. And under the documentation, you can see how you can make TF records, how you can visualize and check data. You have made a TF record dataset, but you want to verify. If you don't trust me that whether or not I made it right or not, you can check that, right? And you just want to initialize. Begin TPU is all about initializing the TPU as well as getting your dataset handy. So you can get your training dataset, loading your test dataset, your validation dataset, as well as initializing the TPU. Then under the models, create models quickly. This tutorial is not very exhaustive. This is a quick overview. I'll get into the details in the later videos. So in create models, you can understand how you can quickly create a model just within a single function call. The creation of model as well as the compilation. I mean, complete model which is ready to be fitted on the dataset. Training models report I just showed. Callbacks has the feature of learning rate scheduler as well as early stopping and reduce LR on plateau. These 3 callbacks have been supported as of now. In future, I plan on to integrate some more. Coming to the predictions. In predictions, you can obtain predictions, simple predictions, right? the output will be delivered as a CSV file. You can obtain ensembling predictions through model averaging. You can obtain predictions through ensemble of model weighted. Test time augmentation is something I plan for the future. There's a new feature that I just mentioned, version 1.1.0, that is data augmentation. And data augmentation is quite different. This one is not your typical data augmentation. This one is kind of one single transformation, that is the traditional TensorFlow or Keras transformation augmentation, and then you fit the model on that. And as well as you have an option that you can transform for every epoch, so that gives you a huge data to train on, and huge and varied data. So variance is also great, and the data, it is great. Then let's jump into the feedback and development section. This is something I would be quite interested to know, right? So if you want to contribute to the Git repository, please click on here. I would love to have some contributions, and I've been handling it single-handedly, so I would love to have some contributions. You want to suggest a feature? Most welcome. There's something you didn't like. I'm very sorry for that. Please write your grievances. You loved it. I would love to hear what you loved. Please send your feedback. On the upcoming features tab, you get to know what are the upcoming features, the latest features. There are many things I have planned out for QuickML. However, these are on the top of my head. These are on the topmost priority. I'll be doing this at the topmost priority. However, I have many things planned out for QuickML. This is not, the work is always there. Work will never be stalled. There is always a scope of improvement that I believe, and we strive for that. We look for an improvement. There's always a scope of improvement. In the About Me page, you get to know who I am. You can connect with me on social media. I'm on LinkedIn. You can write a mail to me. You can connect me on Twitter. On Twitter, I recently joined. So if you want to connect me on Twitter, you can definitely connect with me on Twitter. LinkedIn, I've been active for a while. You can connect me on LinkedIn. This is who I am. You want to donate? Most welcome. It will redirect to a PayPal page. Then it's the license. And lastly, it is the blog. On the top, you have an option to visit the Git repository. So you can click over there. It is the Git repository for this particular project. You want to search, let us say you want to search models training report, the best feature of this library, one of the best feature. Optimization is also the best feature. So you can search over here. You will be redirected to this page. This is the search results, and here you go. You're good to go. Now, how to use it? Simply land on the web page, go to work examples, click on the notebooks, study about the notebooks, and refer back to the documentation. That is the only way to learn any package. Right? Now I'll progressively teach how you can understand TF records, what is it, what is not. Right? So as of now, this is it. Check out the next video to understand how you can make your TF records video, TF records datasets. Thank you. Take care.